Hey everyone, welcome on back to your weekly Nerd Bait. My name is Khail. This is where we talk about all the great stories that happened this week, including some that you have and some that you haven't, including the announcement of the Gorillaz 2016 album as announced on Instagram, of all places, with these sexy, sexy images released by Jamie Hewlett, the artist that draws the Gorillaz. God, I can't look at them. They're too sexy. That's seriously all we have right now, other than they're saying there is going to be a new one in 2016, but I mean, God, that's good enough, right? Next up, Daredevil, the first of many Marvel Netflix shows, released its trailer this week and people seem pretty happy about it. Darker? Check. Bloodier? Check. Not the Daredevil suit everyone was expecting, but there's a reason for that? Check. This 13-episode run, which is about 1 hour each episode, is set to give us the very, very early parts of Daredevil, based off the works by Frank Miller. So, I mean, we're off to a pretty good start. And if you want to get ahead on this series, go ahead and read The Man Without Fear, which is by Frank Miller and what this whole season's based off of. This is coming out April 10th in 4K. This show will never be in 4K. You don't see this. Oh, and real quick, I wanted to mention that John Wick, the badass action movie, is getting a sequel. We see John Wick as a multi-title action franchise. Yeah, so do I. If you haven't seen John Wick, go check it out. I did the math. He kills someone every 1.3 seconds of the film. I sat down and did that. So go check it out. It's amazing. I'm not even getting paid for this. Maybe Keanu will. He'll feel it in his head. That's worth it. So these next two news stories are kind of news, but they totally relate to Nerd Bait because a 4th grader in Texas was suspended for bringing a weapon to school, and that weapon was the One Ring from Lord of the Rings. So here's what happened. A 9-year-old boy brought a magical prop ring from Lord of the Rings to school and told another kid that he could make him disappear. The kid, of course, freaked out and went to go tell the principal. The principal suspended the little 9-year-old kid. Here is what he said. Threats to another child's safety will not be tolerated. All right, whether they are magical or not. Do this with me. First of all, kids will play magic and pretend all the time. But more importantly, that's not the way the One Ring works. If anything, if the kid was to disappear, he'd have the One Ring. He'd be more powerful. It's a threat. Kind of cool. Principal Gollum, the principal said he has nothing more to say on the situation, but it's just crazy that the One Ring is now considered a weapon, at least in Texas, where they have guns everywhere. I just hate to see what would happen if they brought in the Notebook from Death Note and, sonic screwdriver. Let's see, what are some other non-deadly items that would have been funny to see in this story? Put it in the comments, let's see what we can come up with. In this next story, the Red Ranger from Power Rangers stabbed a guy with a samurai sword. I thought this story was kind of funny, just in nature, but the guy died. No, Power Ranger. Okay, so it wasn't the original Red Power Ranger, it was Ricardo Mendina from Power Rangers Wild Force. Anyway, so he got in an altercation with his roommate. His roommate came after him, he reached for his trusty samurai sword next to his bed, where we all keep it, and stabbed his roommate in the abdomen. So Ricardo's a fucking asshole for killing a dude, but I thought it was crazy that, he killed him with a samurai sword. Taking cosplay too far, bro. Next up, I've got a new segment for you. It's called Real Tagline. We're gonna come up with a tagline for a movie based on what we saw in a trailer. I'm gonna have you guys do this next week, so all the jokes are gonna be yours. Here are my jokes. So from the trailers that came out this week, Poltergeist. The real jump scare is finding out that we're remaking the original. Daredevil, the TV show, he's back. And this time, he's definitely not Ben Affleck. Magic Mike XXL. Channing Tatum's crotch is aimed right at your girlfriend. You gotta dodge, I dodge. Paul Blart, Mall Cop 2. Joke about the left shark. Fast and the Furious 7. This time, it's about family. Family.
Family.
Family.
Family.
Family.
Family.
Family.
Family.
Family.
The family.
And Paul Walker. Anyway, next week I want to put real taglines that you guys come up with on the subreddit. We'll post the trailers and you guys come up with the real taglines. Next week, these will be you. Anyway, that's it for Nerd Bait. Thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to follow me on Bleh. Thank you again. I'll see you guys again next week, and let's find out if I win big on the lottery together. Ready? On to anything.
12 symbols. A prize.
Oh shit, I won $4! Nerd bait.